It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
New reporting today that the Treasury Department has instructed employees not to take or share photos of this. Demolition crews tearing into parts of the east wing of the White House with bulldozers and cranes. The Wall Street Journal quotes an internal email requiring prior approval of the Office of Public Affairs before documenting what's going on. It's the site of what will ultimately be construction of President Trump's long-desired White House ballroom. MSNBC political analyst Juanita Tolliver joins us now. Juanita, let's just remind folks by playing what Donald Trump said we could expect. Take a listen.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite. It's my favorite place. I love it.
I mean, is that why they don't want pictures taken of it? What do you think's going on here?
I think that's explicitly right, Chris. Look, his definition of respecting something is markedly different from mine or yours, or even the employees in the Treasury Department who submitted those visual images. Because what we see is destruction, demolition, and the symbolism is just staggering, Chris, especially knowing how Donald Trump has been committed to gutting the government, gutting the federal workforce since the moment he re-entered the White House this January. And so looking at these images, I'll be honest, I wasn't surprised because, let's be real, I don't take much of what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth as trustworthy or truthful. And it does beg further questions. If he wasn't honest about the proximity to the building, if he wasn't honest about the demolition of the East Wing, what else is he covering up? We know he also was inaccurate in
the Epstein files. The Epstein files are definitely being covered up. Instead of talking about, hey, release the Epstein files, for 2 days, we have been talking about the White House ballroom construction. For 2 days. Also because, you know, there's no press inside the White House, so they don't have nothing else to talk about but the construction, what they can see going on the outside. But it's what's going on the inside that we should be more concerned about, like the government shutdown. We forgot about that. There's been ballroom mania for 2 days. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, she keeping that same energy. Release the Epstein files. If Trump don't land, Marjorie Taylor Greene's words, she said, if Trump don't get this damn health care right, Republicans are going to lose in the primaries coming up in 2026. That's from a Republican.
Naming the cost associated with this structure. And so when I think about that, my inclination is then to probe the money, where it's coming from. It's been reported it's coming from tech and crypto and defense companies, private entities. And so what do they get in return explicitly for financing this tacky golden ballroom that Donald Trump was desperate to have?
Well, there's been a lot of reporting about what you just said about the folks who have committed to $5 million more.
I find it alarming that she called the big, beautiful ballroom tacky when it'll be filled with gold and, you know, white walls and gold fixtures and, you know, guys dressed up like penguins serving the leaders of serving world leaders all across this 90,000 square foot ballroom. I don't see nothing tacky about that. Like nothing. There was nothing tacky about Melania's red Christmas trees lining the White House hallways. I mean, it was the most beautiful sight. It was big and beautiful, big, beautiful red trees. It wasn't tacky at all. I find it alarming that she would call it tacky.
A lot of tourists who were surprised by this. They were actually standing by the White House gate with their phones, getting videos saying, hey, I'm capturing history. The entire East Wing is going to be demolished. Now, people have mixed opinions about all of this. Tonight, we've learned the demolition is far more extensive than originally planned and without approval. President Trump's $200 million White House ballroom is privately funded. Tonight in the Oval Office, he said it will cost $300 million to complete the project and will allow the White House to host foreign leaders. The entire East Wing demolition has sparked some criticism, but the White House insists it's fake outrage from the left, adding there has been more than a dozen historical examples of presidential renovations throughout history. Tonight, President Trump speaking about the new developments.
We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use...
I mean, look at the gold fixtures in the room, the gold seats. I mean, it's fit for a king. Why would you not want to have gold chandeliers costing $1 million a piece? Who, if you had a world leader in there, would you want to have, you know, ring lights everywhere, or would you want to have $1 million chandelier draped in gold so they could be like, look at this big, beautiful chandelier that Trump placed over my table that just cost $1 million. I mean, it's just, let's be real, people. I want to learn how to waltz. I was talking about waltzing. I want to waltz in the White House ballroom, okay? And I want to see Trump. Trump has been taking ballroom dancing classes with Andrew Schultz's parents, and he wants to grace the floor when they you want to see somebody playing the violin over there in the corner, and playing the music, and then him take Melania on the dance floor and dance the night away, and there'll be spotlights on just him coming from every corner of the room, and then you could just see him gliding, because Trump is light on his feet. He may be a big guy, but he's light on his feet, and you can see that when he plays golf 300 days a year. You can see that how light he is on his feet, and I think it'll be amazing to see that, right? Wouldn't we all want that? It's un-American not to learn how to waltz in the White House ballroom. I think it's be un-American.
There's a little section. The East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. It was over the course of 100 years, it was changed. The columns were removed, and it was a much different building.
People have mixed opinions.
This is wrong. He shouldn't be focused on the damn ballroom. He should actually try to fix the families that are being broken, or just resign. He should be impeached, and so many other things.
I think it's important to actually have the room for people to come out and visit. And honestly, I think I really support it because we're not paying for it. It's coming out of the funds from, lawsuits and things.
We're not paying for it. It's coming from the funds from lawsuits. He threw that in there, boy. What lawsuit? The one he's suing the American people for. Those Russian pro. Remember the Russian pro? That is so funny. Y'all gotta hear it again, because I don't think y'all heard it. And
so many other things.
I think it's important to actually have the room for people to come out and visit. And honestly, I think I really support it because we're not paying for it. It's coming out of the funds from lawsuits and things.
Trump is paying for it though, with your money. Okay, that shit. Crazy, right?
And some people told me that they were surprised that this was supposed to cost $200 million. But today in the Oval Office, again, the president said it was going to cost $300 million. Well, crews are expected to demolish the entire East Wing by the end of the weekend. But as for the actual ballroom, it's not expected to be completed until 2029. Near the White House, I'm Shamari.
We're hearing from sources that you might be the one to be the first to play in the big, beautiful ballroom. Is that true?
Man, I hope so. Ball till you fall. That's what I
say. Can you believe people are getting this worked up over a ballroom?
We, the people, elected this man overwhelmingly to be in that house. And he's going to build a big, beautiful addition. It's not going to take any of the taxpayers' money to do it. And thank God, if he's going to sidestep a few regulations, which I don't know that to be a fact, but I wouldn't be mad at him. I've built some things and trying to get things done with I can only imagine the regulations if he tried to do it all exactly by the book. It'd be like, all he has to do is say, we're going to put in a gender-neutral bathroom, and they'll be like, oh, we love your ballroom idea.
We're hearing from sources. You know who used to love the sweet sounds of jackhammers? CNN and Barack Hussein Obama.
Sounds like you're building another wing to the White House, but we appreciate you keeping your focus.
You can't even imagine, TJ. It's going to happen for the next 2 years. All of the banging, the jackhammering, the dust, the confusion, the noise of all places to do construction is happening right here, the front lawn of the White House.
It's a 4-year renovation project. Estimated cost, $376 million.
Barry tore up the White House and spent $400 million in taxpayer money during a recession. And what did he have to show for it? New pipes and a basketball court.
I'm going to just say this. I think new pipes are important for any home or any building, especially a building that's been there for many, many years. So if you're not getting good water to your lines, you got to get the pipes under your house. Now, I paid during the pandemic, I paid $1,200. Actually, I paid about $1,800. I paid $1,800. Matter of fact, I used my stimulus check too. I used that $1,200 plus some of my money that, donors, and got the pipes because my house was built in 1955. So the house that was built in 1955, there was galvanization. It was like that. The pipe was like that big, but you only get about this much water through there because it was galvanized all through there. So that was just in 1955. Ain't no telling how long them pipes been under the White House. So using that money to make the water flow better, probably put in a water softener system and all that good stuff too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, think about it. It ain't just like, And a basketball court. He probably spent the most of it on the basketball court.
That's it. Translation, the contractors took Obama to the cleaners. Trump spending less, $300 million on a big, beautiful ballroom, and you're not paying for it. No one's allowed to play ball on Barry's court, but you are allowed to dance the night away during Trump's third inauguration. But Hips isn't. He's ready to impeach.
Running the largest pay-to-play scheme in the history of the country, and probably soliciting.
Did he call him Hips? Hips?
Donations from people who've got business before the United States government. And all of this is going to have to be investigated. It will. All of this will have to be uncovered. It will. And these people are going to be held accountable no matter how long it takes.
They're going to impeach the president for the third time because he built a ballroom? Suddenly, Democrats are worried about historic monuments.
Trump said, I'm going to do it. I want my ballroom. If Trump next week began demolition on the Washington Monument to make it more of a Mar-a-Lago looking thing, would Republicans stand up and say anything?
The people who rip down famous statues now care about preserving American history. Since when do Democrats care so much about the White House structure? They told us the White House was built on racism.
According to...
A lot of those statues were kind of what... Unless y'all want to make America great in that way, a lot of those statues were losers with the Confederate Army. Losers, racists, slave owners, rapists. I mean, we could go on and on. Mass murderers. We could go on and on. But I mean, if y'all want to make America great and keep that part of America, y'all want to keep that part of American history, but y'all don't want to keep the part where Jerry Jones was keeping blacks out of his high school. Y'all want to take that part of America out. Y'all want to call it critical race theory and say we can't teach critical race theory because that's not the American history we want. But then you mad about the history where people were murderers and rapists and, you know, wanted to keep America slavery again. That's what we should be arguing. That's gonna make sense. You can't argue that and be like, oh, that's just like I don't give a shit about the ballroom. Like, okay, he gonna build the ballroom and somebody else is paying for it. That's great. But then also you're suing the Department of Justice. I don't think y'all catching on.
The White House Historical Association, enslaved human beings were likely involved in all aspects of the construction, including the carpentry, masonry, carting, rafting, plastering, glazing, and painting.
BLM was trying to burn the White House down, and Democrats were mad Trump put around a fence. The left doesn't want America to be beautiful. They don't think we deserve it. The whole
He actually put up a fence to keep out the people from January 6th because he knew it was coming. But whatever, nobody seems to believe that. He should have put a White House. They should have put a fence around the Capitol because that's where they stormed the Capitol. No fence. They were actually scaling walls like it was America's top ninja. Okay, I mean, I've never seen so many people being able to scale a wall with no rope. They were reaching down for each other, pulling each other up. They were climbing up like crabs in a barrel. It was amazing to watch until somebody got killed. And then it was just like, oh shit, it just got real.
Have you raised the full $300 million needed to fund your? Have you raised the full $300 million needed to fund your ballroom? And how much specifically are you donating to this construction
raised,
project?
I think $350 million. So all donor money and money that we put up, we've raised. It's going to be. It's going to cost right in the neighborhood of $300 million. It's been expanded and.